Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. This is Zikomo Jones. Hopefully, you guys are doing well today, staying kind of warm because we're back at somewhat winter. It's just windy outside. But if you guys are from Houston, Texas, you should know that hey, it's probably the worst bipolar state ever in the United States. But today, you guys, I want to talk to you guys about forgiveness. The definition of forgiveness is the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. And I want to take the two words out of that is the word action and the word process. And I believe that when you forgive something, there has to be an action applied in order for you to take the initial step. In order, if you're wanting to be, forgiven, or if you want to forgive a certain event or something from your past, I believe that you have to take action over it. You have to take control over that, and do not let the past or the certain event overtake you. Um, when you do take that, I believe that the process, has to start, and I believe that the process doesn't happen overnight, but I do believe that the process of you taking the action and the initial steps for the process to wanting to have control and get and regain your happiness back, I believe that when you apply those steps into your life, I believe that, certain chains in your life will be broken. I believe that certain burdens will be lifted off of your shoulders and stuff. And I believe that, some people will get a peaceful mind. Again, I've had certain situations, past events and things in my life to where, I was the type of person that says, well, I don't need to go and forgive that person for what they've done to me because, they hurt me, and, there is a lot of times that, and I'm pretty sure I get a lot of people that do this, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that want retaliation. They want to sit here and go, man, if I can just sit there and two-piece this person and stuff, and, if I can go over there and I can just choke them out, and if I can go over there and sit on them, man, it would be great. Or if I could run them over, we'll have so many different stories on how to retaliate to a person. And one of the funny statements or quotes or cliches that are out here is that karma's a bitch. I always hear people, well, karma's a bitch and it's gonna get them and this and that and this and that. Well, let me give you a tidbit. Coin toss. Pow. What if karma does not get them? What are you gonna do? What if you're going to sit here and you're going to wait and sit here and go, well, I'm not going to do anything for them personally, but I know that karma's going to get them because karma's a bitch. So what if karma doesn't get them? What if karma helped them win the lotto? What are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, well, you're gonna think the whole world hates you. You're gonna sit here and think, that just the universe just doesn't like you because this person or this event hurt you, and so therefore you want revenge and you want retaliation, and you're leaving it up to karma, and karma hits them and gives them an inheritance to where they hit the lotto or something else, something positive, and you're just sitting there like stuck, like, what do I do? It's just we can't sit here and have that type of mentality. We're better than that. I understand that we're humans, and forbid I'm trying to tell you, if I could go and afflict pain on anybody that has hurt me in my past, man, that fight wouldn't last 5 seconds. I tell you that, for the most part. But for me being a human being, and for me being better than that, because I know the power that's within inside of me, and I know the value that I have within me, and I know that I am greater as a person by myself, what I'm saying, and the team that I surround myself with, I know that, what that person or that event has done for me, man, it's petty, man. It's like it's like a rock in between your shoe. You know what I'm saying? When you walk on small rocks and you get a rock in your shoe, sometimes that little rock, what I'm saying, can throw your balance off, because I've been thrown off balance. But once you find that little rock and you pick that little rock out the crease of your shoe, man, everything's back to flat, everything's back to balance. What I'm saying, you're back to good, and you're moving on with your life. You know what I'm saying? So, when you forgive, man, you have to apply that action and that process in your life, man, because again, you don't want to be that little bitty, you don't want that little bitty rock to be in the crease of your shoe affect your whole walking. You know what I'm saying? As far as your journey goes, man, you want to, what I'm saying, surround yourself with good people, good positive people. You want to surround yourself to where when you wake up and that you're happy and that you're great to see another day. If you have family, you want to wake up and be able to hug your son and daughter and your what I'm saying, your family, your husband, your wife, whatever the case may be. You don't want to walk around in bitterness and anger. It's easier said than done, but I believe that anything is obtainable once you put your mind to it. So therefore, again, with the word forgiveness, you have to apply action and you have to apply a process into your life in order for you to get to the happiness that you want, because forgiveness happens with you. Your happiness starts with you. I tell people all the time, and it's just a statement from Cat Williams. You are your star number one player. And so therefore, when you wake up in the morning, you thank the heavens, you thank the universe, you think whatever you need to think, whatever you believe in, and you look at yourself and be like, hey, I'm my star number one player. I am strong, I am bold, I am beautiful, I am, what I'm saying, all these different character attributes. You can sit here and say that, hey, I am an overcomer. Hey, I am, a person who has been forgiven. I'm a person who is forgiven. Whatever the situation may be, I am a happy person. You apply these things to your life, man, and I guarantee you that, as the process goes, you will begin to see a change, and other people will begin to see a change in your life, because again, it all starts with you. Let me go to this. I'm going through some notes here real quick while I'm talking to you. One of my scriptures that I love to use here is Psalms 103:12. It says, as far as the east to the west, so far he has removed our transgressions from us. God, because again, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, as far as me, God has commanded us to forgive. However, that doesn't mean that I have to go back to the old relationship and start over where we left off. So with that being said, the people who have hurt you or the event that has hurt you, you don't have to sit here and ask that for forgiveness and sit here and be like, well, hey, let's go have lunch Sunday, and well, let's go play golf, or let's go watch a movie together. No, because again, forgiveness happens and starts with you. It begins with your inside, with your internal being. It's up to you to determine how you're going to live your life. It's up to you to determine how you're writing your book. Like I could sit here, and I'm not ashamed to sit here and tell you that, hey, I believe that my life was dark at one place. I believe that there was really not necessarily no light, but it was just gray. I believe that, the path that I walked was, very just lonely and stuff, because I chose it that way. And, I was angry at waking up. I was angry at not wanting to see another day. I was angry at just the life and the situations that I have. But, I begin to retrain my thoughts and retrain my body and retrain my spirit, because I know for a fact that happiness starts with me. Nobody in this world can sit here and make me happy but Zikomo. It would be great, yes, to pay a dollar or two for a lotto ticket and win the money and stuff. That would be so fantastic, because, the lotto helped me, win, and I'm happy that, my numbers got chosen. But for the simple fact that, if that doesn't happen, I still have to live life every day, every year that I go by, every hour that I go by, every second. It all depends on how I view my life and how I'm looking at my life, and I have to sit here and tell myself that I am going to be happy no matter who, no matter what the situation was in my past. I can't sit here and let it affect me, because once it does, it's going to constantly give me fresh memories. It's going to constantly give me fresh hurt. It's going to constantly give me it's going to be a wound that's never going to be healed. Now imagine going to the hospital and you getting into an accident or something, not saying that on anybody's behalf, but if you happen and you have a wound, and your doctor tries to sit there and they nurse you up and stuff, and they bandage you up and everything, and then you get one nurse that comes in and doesn't remember to give you your medicine, and doesn't clean your wound out, and just leaves you hanging with your open wound. You're going to sit here and be like, well, hey, how can I get this healed when it's not properly being taken care of? Excuse me. And I look at it with that same analogy, because the simple fact that we have bruises and wounds in our life, some people may see them, some people may not. But if you take the necessary steps in the process, you can get that healing of yourself. You can sit there and heal from that. You don't have to sit here and have not necessarily a pity party, but sit here and be upset at yourself and say, well, hey, I have this wound here, and I don't know what to do with it. Well, whenever we get a cut, or we get certain things on our bodies, or our children get cut, we get the first aid kit and we bandage it up and everything, and we're there. So the same treatment that you can put on your kid, you could do the same thing for yourself. And like I say, it all starts with you. Let's see here. Bitterness is the major key that is used to hover over our situation, to where it tethers us around and around in a position, um, where it tethers us around and around in the position. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have played tetherball. There's only, really one way to win the ball. You block your friend from looping the ball and the rope around the pole. Same way, if you were to have the ball, one of my favorite games is tetherball. And sometimes in life, we you can look at the string and the ball as the event or the situation that we have, and you can look at yourself and that you punching the ball, and it's going around and around, and sometimes it just loops around, and it has no exit. As far as that game goes, because you can sit there and you can spin the ball one time and it can wrap around the pole, and then you can trick yourself and spin around the pole and say, hey, because I don't need, to forgive those people, I can do it myself. And so therefore you can unwind the ball, and then you be like, hey, look, it's working again. And then it's going to go back and it's going to wind back again around the pole. And you're going to be sitting there scratching your head talking about, man, why is this ball only going only in these only directions? That's because you have no exit, and I believe that when you have an exit, you know, that gives you the ability to be happy. You know what I'm saying? You need to find an exit out of your life, not necessarily out of your life, but out of the situation or event that has happened in your past. You need to find an exit. And when you find that exit, applying action and process, then you could begin to set in forward motion, the freedom that you want, the freedom that you desire. Because certain things, I've ran across a whole bunch of people, and I know a lot of people who are mad probably over just a couple of situations, and I can't just sit here and say a couple of situations because I've never experienced it. So therefore, I don't know how drastic it is, because everybody takes pain different. Everybody takes hurt, different. I have some people, who have told me before, well, brother, I'm just going to talk to you in tough love, and you just need to get over it. That's understandable. Like, I don't knock what you say. However, you don't know how this person or that person deals with pain. This person, you may, again, it's like with the bruises and wounds. You can Some people can see it and some people can't. But I'm saying, you can see me physically standing here, but emotionally I may be flat on my face. I may be mentally flat on my face. And when someone comes at me with tough love and criticism and try to tell me just to pack my bags and get over it, hey, I'm taking pain different. So therefore, your words may not be that great. You know what I'm saying? You may actually do more damage. So, but that's me. That's probably another whole story. But bitterness, like I say, it hovers over us, man. And you don't need that bitterness, because again, with that anger generates different seeds. And I think it's malice, it's bitterness, it's things to make you dark. It's things to make you to stray away. It's things to make you just not be who you are, because some people will go, well, I like darkness. Well, hey, I wear a lot of dark clothes myself, but that doesn't mean that I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a situation to where I've been bitter, and I've been upset, and I've been mad, and it doesn't cause anything but physical strain on myself. If anybody knows, if you stay angry enough and you get mad, it raises your blood pressure, it raises your adrenaline. You sit there and you give yourself a headache. There's all these different factors. Like, people don't tell you that, hey, just be happy and all these things are great. But when tragedy happens, man, these things actually have consequences. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that's why I've chosen for myself to not be so angry and to not, have bitterness and mountainous, because it hurts me physically. I have previous heart condition issues, and so therefore I can't really mess those things up, because again, I only have one heart, and I don't want to go back in the hospital. I don't like doing that stuff. So therefore, I've applied these things to my life, man, to get over my situation of, certain events and stuff. And so, therefore, I challenge you to do the same thing. Let me read this part here. Um, let's see. It says, you have a right to a healthy life and to set boundaries for yourself in order to live a happy life. Set boundaries. If you know that certain people, are not good for you and they're toxic, hey, I love you from a distance. I'll see you down the street. I can wave at you, but I don't have to interact with you. Again, even God tells us, in his scriptures that, we forgive, but that doesn't mean that, hey, I'm gonna call you next week and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna go watch a movie and we're gonna go cook some dinner and stuff. That doesn't mean all that, man. It's getting to the point to where you get over the situation or the event, you move on, and you set boundaries for yourself, because again, you are your star player. Um, when you forgive, you aren't letting people off the hook. When you forgive them, you're setting yourself free. You know, when you forgive, you aren't letting them off the hook, or you're not giving them the power to continue to do it for you, but you are taking the steps in order not to let the trauma hurt you. You're taking the steps to be set free. And so I'm gonna leave you with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave you with the rest of that. And I challenge you, man. I challenge you to forgive. You know, if you have questions or comments, please, put it on here. You know, definitely share this video because we're getting ready to go into a new year, and a lot of things need to be changed. There's still a lot of things that need to be changed for me because I'm only human. I'm human. I'll fail people. If people have failed you to where you can't forgive them, man, because they're human. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna mess each other up. You know, um, you could do it, man. You could do it. There's nothing to it. You have the strength. You have the power. You have the value. You have all the tools that you need. Again, the process, well, the action, and the process. You forgive them, what I'm saying, for your benefit, for your health. They're not going to run you over. They're not going to, take advantage of you anymore. You know, the forgiveness all starts with you, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I love you guys. See, I got a little sweat going over here, but hey, it means it was intense. I love it, but I love you guys. Y'all be good. Much love. Holla at you.